I went ahead and bought 3 of these HomePod minis. Well, I kind of bought them. Here's what happened. I bought my way into the Apple Developer Transition Kit, the DTK, meaning back before the M1 chips, and it was somewhat of a secret that Apple was developing their own chips, you could buy your way into a Mac Mini with a A-series chip inside of it so that you could start programming your Intel programs to be switched over to Apple Silicon, which is great. I got one, used it as a prototype, and then part of the program is you have to send it back. So $500 to get in, and then you just send it back. You never see it again. It's not yours. Enough developers got so angry with this that Apple actually changed their policy and decided to give all of us who participated a $500 discount to any Apple product, which is awesome. With the only caveat is you had to spend all that $500 in one purchase, and it had to be done before January 1st, 2022. And today is December 30th, 2021. So I had to buy everything today. What I did is I bought AirPod Pros as a gift, and I bought 3 of these HomePod minis. And so I put one still in the box, 2 of them as stereo setup, and they sound very good for their size. I will say that. There's one problem though. So the sync is perfect between audio and video when you press play, which is perfect. But what happens is you press play on YouTube and it takes 2 seconds for everything to sync up. So you don't hear, the video doesn't start, and then it starts and everything's good, which is annoying enough. But then when you go to pause the video, it takes another 2 seconds for it to stop. So the audio keeps going and then stops after 2 seconds after you've pressed the space bar. And that, given that YouTube, people don't watch YouTube for like 2 hours straight of the same video like a movie. You watch clips, you start, stop, you go to another video and whatnot. And so you can imagine that compounded between all the times that you press stop and go is very annoying, to the extent that I've had these out for 20 minutes, and it's like, well, proof in the pudding. I already started using my built-in MacBook Pro speakers again instead. Not so good. Another reason why I wanted this setup is because I want to keep my MacBook Pro in clamshell mode, i.e. closed, so that I don't have 2 displays going at the same time. I've never been a real 2-display kind of person. I've tried and tried, I just haven't got used to it. I like one display. So best case scenario, I'd have the wireless speakers. I wouldn't have to plug and unplug and then just plug in that Thunderbolt 4 connection to my MacBook Pro, to my Pro Display XDR, and everything is good. But as it turns out, I'll have to get a separate audio unit, because if you don't have something in between the audio cable and your speakers, and you go to plug in your speakers to your MacBook Pro or any device, we all know that sound. Like so I'd either have to have an inline switch between the speakers and the computer, or turn the speakers off every time, which would be really annoying, or get a external unit, like an Apple unit that plugs in Thunderbolt or USB 4, and just have that connected to the Pro Display XDR, so it can still have only one connection going to the laptop.